everyone, this is Kubo, and this is my laundry talk. Hello, this show is for my language improvement, nothing else. So I will talk whatever I want to talk. Today, I am going to talk about being defensive. I was rewatching I was rewatching my 8th episode, which is about being perfectionist. And at that time, my feeling was legit. I think I felt like I was being perfectionist in a negative way. However, now I'm looking that back and realize that to begin with, I'm not really a perfectionist per se. At that time, I do believe I was confusing myself between getting things done or make sure I do everything done versus being defensive. So I kind of mixed them all together. And what I mean by this is that I was feeling very defensive, or I was definitely felt offended when my boss, or I don't exactly remember what was the incident. Anyway, so I was definitely felt offended when someone else told me that the things I got done was not done properly. And at that time in my head, what was happening is that I'm perfect. I double check everything. I try to get things done, make sure everything is done, and then put it out there. So whenever I do things done incorrectly, I feel very defensive, right? So that means that in my head, maybe that's because I'm perfectionist, because I am perfectionist, someone else told me something is not right, I feel offended. I don't even know if that makes sense in any way, but that was my logic at that time. But now I'm looking back, if you're a perfectionist, whatever the things you're gonna put it out there, it's gotta be perfection. And negative side of perfectionism is probably you cannot give up your time to make something perfect. You feel anxiety not being able to make things perfect. But the problem in me at that time was not necessarily that. It's more about things I completed was done incorrectly, even though I put so much effort to it. And because I put so much effort to it, someone else pointed out about it, I get offended or I get defensive. So that's what was happening in my head. So I wanted to talk about that. I hope it made sense. What I'm trying to tell you right now is that if you look back 8th episode, I was saying that I'm perfectionist. However, I don't think so now, and I was definitely mixed up several elements into different perspective. Good realization. Anyway, I'm gonna start talking about that. Now I look back at everything, not specifically me being perfectionist, but in general, I easily get defensive. I don't know how much attitude I disclose. I don't know how much emotions I explore. No, how much emotions I express. Yeah, I don't know how ever in general, I have tendency to get defensive. And I'm trying to think what makes me feel defensive. Okay, I think I work hard. Whenever I do things, I try my best. And because I'm so nice to myself, or I believe in myself, whenever I do my best, I expect praise, I do think. Even though it was not correct or not, I have a tendency to expect praise. Oh, Kubo, you did your best. You're amazing in there. But this was not correct. Kind of way. I know it sounds, in Japanese we have a word for this, which is yutori. Yutori generation, so it's like a Generation X or Gen Z, whatever you want to call, but in Japan, my generation is called yutori. We've been raised by praises. I don't want to discount on this because I know how I can motivate myself. Now I know what I seek when I try to get things done. So good to recognize it. At the same time, I didn't know that how much yutori I am. So that's one thing. I want to be able to take all the criticism or just critique any feedback as it is, because they're not trying to discourage you. They're not trying to ignore my work. They're not trying to discount on me. What they're trying to do is trying to make some improvements on me, or just point out simply that I did something wrong, and that actually improves my future performance, right? I understand that, and I do understand that, just because how much I express my resistance towards feedback is very minimum. I don't think I express that at all, to be honest. But you definitely feel some kind of ickiness, some kind of hardships. I even feel like some kind of setback when I get some feedbacks, especially negative feedbacks. It's bad. I wonder if people can take those feedbacks naturally or smoothly. You know, I've seen people react to it, and then I kind of look down those people, right? Now I think about it though, because I do have same reaction but I keep it in myself, I probably feel better than them, which is terrible. I shouldn't. It's not about someone is better and someone is worse. However, internally I do make that kind of assumption to other people, and I feel better, which is, oh, it's so dirty. Anyway, which is terrible. I mean, I'm a human, I'm not perfect, I recognize that. But I would love to be able to take those criticism, take those feedbacks, and keep myself improving path. Yeah, so that's first thing. You know, I always expect some praise, and I cannot take feedback, so that's one thing. Another thing about me being defensive, let me think about it. What makes me so defensive about things? this is also one big thing. And then before me telling you what it is, I don't think it's right to excuse. And being said, I excuse my language barrier. Cause I'm talking about typically when I get feedbacks, it's just work, right? At work. And as a manager at the bank, they don't give us F about my language. They don't care my background. What it is just what how I'm doing currently, how I'm performing. It doesn't matter if I'm from Japan. I've been speaking English just about 6 years. They don't give an S or F. It just doesn't really matter. What matters is that how much I'm understanding, how much I'm explaining, how much I'm being helpful to clients. That's all that matters. But in my head, I definitely do expect other people to feel kind of sympathy. That, oh, Kubo is still new in this language, even though that situation, he's doing amazing. So again, comes back to praise. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that because my English is, at this point, to be honest, I cannot really excuse, because my English level is quite high now, so I just need to perform. But I still expect people to praise me or understand that, oh, this is his second language, he's not living in this language for a long time, but he's still doing his best. So it's okay for me to make a little mistakes just because of the language barrier. I think that's what I think. It's easy to use, right? It's easy to use against whatever the error I made. So I feel comfortable feeling that kind of area. So that's another thing I definitely feel usually when I feel defensive, like I'm doing so good. I'm trying to think the good example. I think that now the biggest struggle at my work is that because I'm doing something very sensitive, right? Those personal lending and everything. So I need to make sure that the income they declare is correct. The document they are providing is correct, and those proof of income, proof of their earnings. I know I'm still new to the role. I need to experience a little bit more to know what exactly is happening, but at the same time, I definitely feel the lack of my knowledge. And one deal I was working on, that person had several income streams, right? So I just needed to make sure all the incomes they are declaring is correct. And there are some other issues, which is like email hasn't been working or anything, blah blah blah. I just, and then those income wasn't, or communication hasn't done properly, and then my skill of submission is low, so that created frustration to clients, that created frustration to my manager, and then I felt a little bit inferior, right? Because I was not doing right. And in that situation, I got feedbacks. I think I took those feedbacks quite well because that was factual fact. I was not doing well. But at the same time, I definitely felt the frustration, or in my head, I definitely excused myself that, oh, but this is my, because I'm still new to the role, because this is still, I'm actually doing good, blah blah blah. So that's how I calm myself down, but definitely defensiveness came up when I was hearing my feedback. Defensiveness is interesting, right? Because it comes up especially when the other person is right. whenever I'm in the wrong side, but I do want to feel like I was the right side, defensiveness comes up. Yeah, I do think this is natural emotion, and as long as I'm not expressing those emotions poorly, I'm in the right track. But now I need to focus on improving myself rather than focusing on calm myself down. Because again, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't really matter what the story looks like, what's the behind of. Hold up, it doesn't matter though. If I were a manager and then if I make these kind of mistakes, would I try to find the reason why it's happening rather than giving feedback on a specific moment? I would probably ask, okay, what you don't know, and let's see, we can simulate the same situation and see if you have clear understanding or not before we proceed. Probably I would do that if my junior is struggling. So anyway, so that's just my manager's style probably. And then again, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I'm not the manager. Whatever I believe is I should just do it when I become manager. But at this point, I'm not manager, and I'm definitely not less, but I'm just not knowledgeable right now. So there's so much room to improve, so much knowledge to take on. So yeah, I can't excuse myself, right? It's easy to justify myself. I do find that it's very easy, but if I keep doing that, I never improve, and I don't want that. I want to keep improving. So yeah. Anyway, defensiveness is there. It is what it is. So my next step is get over that and find the improvement. Find what you can do. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful night, day, wherever you are. Good night. Okay, that was nice though. Good. It's like it's almost therapeutic to me. But at the same time, it's hard. It's hard. I just want to be better. And that doesn't happen in like 2 seconds. All I can do is keep doing this though. I don't want to give up. And when I say this, my career, this laundry talk, job hunting for Japan, it's a lot of going on here. I want to be better. I want to improve myself, so I have to do it. I know. It's a lot of work. I'm surprised how much energy I can spend on something I love, and how difficult it is for me to spend energy on for necessary improvement. But I'm not. I don't know. I'm interested in these things to improve myself, but it's not always present, if that makes any sense. Anyway, let's get it done. Have a wonderful day.